DeBreno, isn't it true you do anything to impress the chief?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And isn't it true you tell him anything he wanted to hear, not necessarily just the truth?
Objection. Leading the witness.
Overruled. Sit down, Mr. Bonaparte.
Mr. DeBreno, isn't it also true you've had personal problems, specifically with women, a lavish lifestyle, and debt, all of which have affected your performance at work, and problems with fealty, both towards your partner and towards your boss?
Well, now that you mention it, I really don't like the clothes he makes me wear.
You don't like the clothes he makes you wear?
No. I feel like a puppet.
A puppet?
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio?
Uh-huh. Pinocchio.
Given how you feel, Mr. DeBreno, what would it take for you to betray the chief?
Objection.
Overruled.
Not much.
You might want to rethink that, soldier, because, quote, I am the best damn kicker in this man's army.
All right there, General.
Jack! Jack!
Jack.
Chief. Sir? Chief Mannion? Chief? Chief Mannion? Chief, sir? The nitrous oxide's wearing off, Chief. You'll be set to go in about 20 minutes.
Oh, I just had the weirdest dream.
Happens all the time.
Continuing in the case of the government versus Jose Eduardo Castillo.
Okay, so you impounded the vehicle. And when you opened the trunk of Eduardo Castillo's car, what did you find?
More than 4 pounds of heroin in diplomatic pouches.
How's he doing? So far, so good. I'm saving my words for cross-examination.
Were legally
Have a little
able to
faith,
search
Joe.
the car, given that as Colombian consul's son, he had diplomatic immunity.
Well, the rules on diplomatic immunity clearly state that even though the car was protected, if it were parked in a place where it endangered public safety, we had the right to move it. So we towed it to a safer parking place.
Mm-hmm. And then what happened?
Unfortunately, somebody tried to steal it. We busted them and impounded the car. That's when we found the heroin in the trunk, which we were able to search because the car was now evidence in an attempted auto theft case. Also, clearly stated in the rules on diplomatic immunity.
Thank you, Detective. Your witness.
You don't much like my client, do you, Detective?
Not a big fan of drug dealers? No.
How'd you get the trunk open? Did you have a key?
We jimmied it.
We?
I jimmied it.
And Detective Page and Chief Mannion were where exactly when you popped the trunk?
I don't remember exactly. Close.
How close? 10 feet? Down the block?
I don't remember.
So to your recollection, you're really the only witness to finding the heroin in my client's car.
If you want to split hairs.
Is that what you call fact-finding, Detective? Hair splitting?
Objection.
When Mr. Castillo's car was towed in your clever plan to a, quote, safer parking spot, unquote, did you go with it?
No.
But wasn't your plan to stake out the car until somebody tried to steal it?
Yeah, but there was some time lag, an hour maybe. My partner and I decided to get something to eat.
So who had the car for this hour?
The tow truck driver.
Jorge Santoro.
If that's his name.
Yeah, that's his name. And we've been looking for him, and we can't seem to find him. I don't suppose you know where he is.
No idea.
It's rather convenient, isn't it, Detective? There's no one around
to account for the lag time.
I didn't tell the tow truck driver to disappear. More to the point, I didn't plant drugs in Castillo's car.
Can you prove that?
Oh, Your Honor.
Counselor?
No further questions.
In that case, we'll resume with Detective DeBrino tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. sharp.
Jorge Santoro quit his job at Gorda Brothers Towing about a month ago. Now, we have an address, but if the defense can't find him, it's probably no good.
He does have an ex, and her address looks good.
Pay her a visit.
Okay, who the hell is Christina Braverton?
You don't knock anymore, Bruce? You know who she is.
Yeah, I know who she is. I want to know what he's going to say when they put him on the stand, which they will, since the defense has just informed me they're calling her as a witness.
We had an affair. Her husband caught us in the shower together. He's a cop. He shot me in the with my own gun. And I was suspended. That's when I came to work for the chief.
What else?
Nothing else.
Oh, come on. Why are they calling her as a witness?
No idea. We were over long before the Castillo thing went down.
Satisfied?
No, I'm not. All right, maybe Skulls is just trying to backdoor some dirt on you. I'm going to make a motion to exclude Braverton's testimony as improper. Okay, this is what you are going to do. You're going to get your ex-wife, your soon-to-be ex-wife, into court as soon as possible. Listen to me. You're going to make nice, hold hands. Hey, your clean-cut, honest image is going to be 50% of this case from now on. I don't like the suit. What's the...
Gum surgery. Want to take a look?
No.
Ella? Oh. Good Lord, Nancy, you scared me half to death.
Sorry. You okay?
No. Weird things are happening in this office.
Like what?
Like my coffee cup. I put it here every morning. And sometimes I come back, it's over there. And my purse, my stapler. Sometimes I feel like I'm not alone. Oh, what can I do for you?
Need your signature on this before it goes out?
I'm just losing my mind, Nancy. Forget it.
Forgotten.
You want to know where Jorge is? Get in line.
When was the last time you saw him?
4 months ago. He owes me money, $961 in child support. And I'm supposed to feed these kids all by myself. Get out of the kitchen, Julio.
Santoro, it's very, very important that we find him, okay? So let's make a deal. You help us find him, and help you get your money. Is that a deal?
Yeah, okay. He's got a girlfriend, nurse out at St. Angelina's. Put a Band-Aid on his boo-boo once. Her name's Luann Campbell. I guess you gave the fool the boo-boo. Julio!
Okay, well, thank you.
How did you find me here?
Got a bad compass. always leads me to you.
No. Now that would be a good goose.
How are you?
I'm good.
You look good.
So do you.
I need a favor.
Kevin. Look, I have a deposition in an hour that I have to pick up the girls from
I
the
don't
city.
need it until tomorrow.
Kevin, can you just... Look, just sign the divorce papers. We cannot keep dragging this on. It's hard on the girls. It's hard on me.
It's not about the divorce, Claire.
I am not going to change my mind.
I know. Look, I just need you to come to court with me. Just to sit in the gallery just for a few hours. Over a couple of days, maybe. It's an important case. And I'm the prosecution's key witness.
Look, I need to think about it, okay? I have to see if I can even change my schedule. And...
Please. I need you. Listen, I got a little something for the girls. Say hi to them for me.
Thanks.
Detective DeBrano, are you familiar with the term broken toy? I'm sorry, if you answered, I couldn't hear you.
Yes.
What does it mean?
It's what Chief Mannion calls cops who've made mistakes but aren't totally unredeemable.
Did he ever call you that?
Your Honor, may I approach? It's character assassination. This is prejudicial. It's not probative.
It goes to motive, Your Honor, which is crucial to our defense. The detective framed Mr. Castillo.
I'll allow it, but get to it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
As I was saying, Detective.
I was shot in the with my own gun after getting caught with another cop's wife. Okay? A broken toy.
Detective, please refrain from answering before counsel asks you a question.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Proceed, Counselor.
You were suspended from the MPD for that incident, were you not, Detective?
Yes.
Until Chief Mannion took you back and gave you one last chance.
Correct.
He must have ridden you pretty hard.
He rides everybody pretty hard.
Yeah, but you only had one last chance. Isn't it safe to say that you were desperate to impress the chief by doing good police work?
I wouldn't say desperate.
What would you say?
Eager.
Eager enough to make a big-time drug bust?
No.
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 Then let me ask you plain and simple. Did the fact that you were desperate...
Your Honor?
Pardon me. Eager for your boss's approval. In fact, your very livelihood depended on that approval. In any way influence your arrest of Eduardo Castillo?
Absolutely not.
Detective's finished, Your Honor. Your partner testified that while Mr. Castillo's car was being towed, you two had lunch. Is that accurate?
Yes, we had lunch at a diner on G Street.
And during this hour, maybe, at the diner on G Street, did Detective DeBrano ever leave the table?
Well, actually, we were sitting at the counter.
Did he ever leave the counter?
No.
Once? To use the bathroom? Take your time. I know how important it is to get things right when you're under oath.
He didn't have any cash, and it was his turn to buy, so he did go to the ATM.
Really? How long was he gone?
15 minutes, tops.
Well, let me ask you this. How many seconds just passed since I said, let me ask you this?
I say 5.
It was 8, actually. So you underguessed by nearly 40%. So couldn't 15 minutes have really been 21 minutes? Again, take your time.
It's possible, but not likely.
Detective, has your partner ever asked you to cover for him, to lie for him?
We just need to get our story straight. Why don't you just say that you were driving?
You lied.
You said I'd handle it, okay?
With what? Another lie? Yes.
Nothing further. Miss Braverton, do you know an MPD detective named Kevin DeBrano?
Your Honor, I'll say it again.
No, you will not say it again, Mr. Logan. I denied your motion suppressing her testimony, and I will not revisit it. Take your seat.
Kevin used to work with my ex-husband, John. They were detectives in the same precinct.
Did something happen?
Yes. Kevin and I had an affair. John caught us. He shot Kevin.
How long ago was this?
About a year ago.
Have you seen Detective DeBrano since that time?
Have I seen him?
Romantically, since the incident where your husband shot him.
Yes. Once. About 6 months ago.
Do you remember the date?
October of last year. The 12th.
October 12th. That's 2 days prior to the arrest of Eduardo Castillo. Miss Braverton, how is it that you remember the date so specifically?
I remember because my husband moved out the day before.
Did Detective DeBrano talk about his job on that day?
He said he was working on a big case, that he really wanted to get the kid, that he'd do anything to bring him down.
Objection, Your Honor. What kid? He hasn't laid a foundation.
Miss Braverton, did Detective DeBrano indicate specifically that he was referring to Eduardo Castillo?
Yes.
Thank you. Continue, Counsel.
Did he mention his boss, Chief Mannion?
Yes. He said the chief told him to get his act together or else.
Objection, hearsay, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Miss Braverton's comment is not offered as proof of the matter asserted, but rather to show the detective's bias towards the...
Your Honor,
Counselor,
the point...
sit down, or your next objection will be delivered from the holding cell downstairs.
Miss Braverton, did Detective DeBrano say what he intended to do to get his act together?
He said he needed something. One big bust to get the chief off his back.
That he needed one big bust. Thank you, Miss Braverton.
You believe in ghosts?
No.
Okay. So believe me when I tell you it's not easy to tell you this.
Okay.
During Prohibition, there was a woman named Blaise Shane. She was the madam in Washington. Politicians, entertainers, presidents, before they were presidents. Well, after Prohibition ended and the Depression began, her business dried up. And she got desperate. She tried to blackmail some of her wealthier clients, and she did not go quietly.
She was murdered?
Yeah. And they never caught her killer.
And you're saying what? That she's haunting you here? In the police station?
Well, Nancy, this office, my office, used to be where they processed decency violations, and she must have been in here all the time. Maybe she's trying to tell me something.
I will come back and see you after you land back on planet Earth.
Never should have told you. Never. Keep it to myself.
Listen, I just want you to know that Christina Braverton didn't mean anything.
Kevin, please,
okay?
stop.
I don't
Please.
even know why I did it.
Look, I told you, that was after us. It is none of my business,
No,
all right?
I just feel like I owe you an explanation.
Kevin, I'm leaving.
Okay, well, I had fun tonight. Maybe we can do it again next week.
No, Kevin, I am moving to Chicago.
What are you talking about?
I got a job there, a really good job, in-house counsel for a communications company. My parents already found us a house. It's beautiful. I could never afford anything like it here. I just think it'll be better for me, for the girls, and better schools, and safer, saner.
It's a long way of saying just sign the divorce papers, Claire.
Look.
Yep, fine, whatever. I don't want to hear it.
What? What don't you want to hear? But you don't want to hear that you're a better person than you allow yourself to be?
Why is it that everyone wants me to be something I'm not, huh? I don't get it.
You don't get it.
You didn't have to say yes.
I told the truth. Lying doesn't come easy to me.
So you think DeBrino's capable of setting that kid up? Must really bother you that it happened when he was working with you.
Now, hold on. Now, what's your game here? What is it? Are you just curious, or are you looking for a dance partner?
None of the above. I just don't like dirty cops.
DeBrino's not on trial here. Castillo is.
You haven't answered my question.
DeBrino didn't plant the drugs, okay? Luann Campbell. Hi, I'm Detective Page. This is Detective Cahill, MPD.
What is it? Your boyfriend, Jorge Santoro. We need to find him.
We kicked his out 3 weeks ago. Haven't seen him since. If you don't mind.
Ms. Campbell, can I talk to you for a second? In here? Thanks, Luann. Santoro works at the Constitution Club Tuesdays and Thursdays.
What do you say to her?
It's a gender thing, Temple. Don't sweat it. Unless he's had a sex change, he's not going to be up there.
Don't sweat it. It's a gender thing. That's him.
What's up? What did I do, huh?
You're a material witness in a court case. We need you to testify. Get out.
I didn't do nothing. Like I said, I didn't do nothing.
Mr. Santoro, when you say you were with Mr. Castillo's car right up until 2 o'clock, where were you exactly?
It's parked on the street.
And you were in the cab?
Yeah, whole time like I said.
And then what happened? You unhooked the car and drove away. Until the police called you back to tow the car to the impound lot because somebody tried to steal it?
Right, yeah.
So just to be clear, while you were in possession, it was never out of your sight. Is that your testimony?
Yep, that's it.
Your Honor, permission to address the gallery for a moment.
For what purpose, Mr. Scholes?
I believe my question will have an effect on the witness, if you'll just indulge me for a moment.
Proceed.
Is there a Hazel Beltran in the gallery, and would you stand up, please? Thank you, Miss Beltran. You may sit down. Have you ever seen Hazel Beltran before, Mr. Santoro?
Oh, yeah.
In fact, you saw her the day that you towed Mr. Castillo's car, didn't you?
Yep.
How would you describe your relationship with her?
I don't have one anymore.
But you did.
Yeah, we were getting it on for a while.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We were getting it on for a while.
Uh-huh. So isn't it true that while you were supposedly with my client's car, the entire time the car was in your possession, you were actually getting it on, to use your words, with Miss Beltran in her bedroom and not paying any attention to the BMW hooked to your tow truck and parked on the street where it was not even visible from her bedroom window?
Your Honor.
Overruled. Answer the question, Mr. Santoro.
Yeah, all right, I was with her.
No further questions.
With the tow truck driver discredited, we need to account for those diplomatic pouches from the moment they entered this country to the second we found the heroin in them.
All right, Temple and DeBrino saw Castillo pick up the pouches at the airport, right?
Yeah, they got him on tape signing the shipping docs.
Well, get me those documents and anyone at the airport that can vouch for him.
You got an idea?
I don't know. I got a Hail Mary. Might work.
You want DeBrino on a desk until this is over?
No. No, assign him to a case that keeps him low profile.
He's not going to like it.
Well, he'll just have to join the club. Won't he, Joe?
Yeah, we're going to carry that one over. All right, right.
No shenanigans, no temper tantrums. If you don't know what to say on the stand, you look over to me, okay? Now, I didn't say this, but I'm counting on you.
That's exactly what it should do. All right. Well, what if she...
Hi. I
gosh, the snake and the snake ear. Aren't you guys pretty?
Excuse me. It's good seeing you, Pat.
Always a pleasure, Kenneth.
Same here, Kenneth.
Chief Mannion, the man of the hour.
Well, they'll just let anybody in here, won't they, Whitten?
I love a good crucifixion, don't you? Actually, I'm here to ask you a favor, which is really doing you one.
Funny how your mind works.
You have heard of the USA Patriot Act, right? Lets the FBI investigate folks without showing evidence of a crime.
Yeah, it keeps the Fourth Amendment from shielding terrorists, yeah, so what?
The Senate happens to be debating an exemption for certain high-level federal employees at the moment. Now, it sure would help our right to privacy if the chief of police came out strong for that bill in the press.
Well, now I know why justice is blind. You guys at state poked your eyes out.
Has it ever occurred to you, Chief, that a man who won't play politics is an impediment to justice? That he's a traitor to the mission of democracy?
No. No, that never occurred to me. But you save it for your memoirs.
Last chance. I'll let the games begin.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated.
Chief Mannion, you were brought in to restructure and improve the MPD to significantly decrease the crime rate. Something you did very successfully in Boston, New York, and Newark. Am I right?
Yes.
You've created quite a legacy for yourself. Why do you think you've been so successful?
I'm not afraid to do what it takes to get the job done, I suppose.
Something you instill in your officers.
I try.
Great white hope. That's the label you were given when you first arrived in this city. I believe that was the headline in several of the local newspapers.
The counselor, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. The Washington Post is hardly a local paper.
Why do you think you were given such a derogatory label? Great white hope?
Your Honor, where's he going with this?
Goes to the witness's state of mind, Your Honor.
I'll allow it. Well, I don't find it derogatory, but I suppose you're referring to the fact that I was brought in from the outside over the African-American commander who was next in line for the job. Some people found offense in that, rubbed him the wrong way. I guess you're one of them.
Isn't it true that you made quite a number of arrests when you arrived in this city, cleaning up the poor black neighborhoods, taking down the criminal element, specifically young African-American
I arrest
men?
crooks. I don't care what color they are, Counselor.
In fact, given that you've been labeled Great White Hope, wasn't arresting my client, a young, upscale, high-profile, non-black man, a great way to untarnish your image? Isn't that true, Chief?
Your Honor.
Withdrawn. Mr. Castillo's father testified earlier that you told him, quote, I'm the guy who's going to put your ass in jail, unquote. Do you remember making that statement?
Oh, yeah, well, you look so cute in them tennis shorts, you know.
And then you assigned an officer to the case that you yourself referred to as a broken toy. Can you be certain he didn't plant drugs in that trunk?
I strongly believe he did not.
But you have no proof.
Asked and answered.
I'll tell you what I know for sure. I know for sure that that pampered young socialite brought drugs into this country. He sold them out there on the street, and 6 kids died from the heroin. Now, you are trying to hang a cop. You ought to have your head examined.
Do you trust Detective DeBrano, Chief Mannion? Is he a dirty cop?
I am really tired of this circus. I'd like to leave.
Jack, sit down.
Hey, Maurice, you know what's going on here? Let me tell you what's going on here. Maurice, I'm on trial here. My veracity is being questioned. Now, if you know anything about me, if you know anything about my record, you know the one thing I will not do is lie. I won't lie for a cop. I will not lie for anybody. Now, you're going to let arrest this man. You're going to sit down now, Chief. And allow this president of the Aryan Brotherhood make a mockery of this judicial system. I'm sorry. I'm going to go out there and do my job. There's a war going on.
You're going to be arrested.
Just 1 second. There is a war going on out there. I thought maybe I'd give you something to do. What is it, John?
I'm sorry.
Well, hell, man, you're doing your job. The only one here that is, I think. It's all right.
Cualquier cosa que digas, eh?
I don't know. Maybe it was the gas. You know, I had this operation on my tooth.
Con gas.
Yeah. I mean, it's very strange. I am seeing things, imagining them in terms of my favorite movies. I mean, like right now, this is kind of a scene from The Wild Bunch.
Can you imagine one where I get out of jail?
I'm breaking you out of here.
Joe?
Usted está protegido. Vaya con Dios.
Yeah, same to you. Something on your mind, Joe?
Yeah? Are you all right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine.
Now we just have to convince everybody else that you haven't lost your mind.
Yeah.
Yes, this is one of the pouches I took off the plane. It wasn't cut open like that, though.
I understand, and do you recognize that document?
It's one of our shipping documents.
And is there a signature on that document?
Eduardo Castillo.
Read that last name again, sir.
Castillo.
Eduardo Castillo. And does it say on that document how much that pouch weighed when Mr. Castillo took possession of it?
4.82 pounds.
4.82 pounds. Not 4.83 pounds or 4.84 pounds.
4.82 pounds.
That weight was recorded by you from this scale, is that correct?
This is my writing, yes.
And when did you take that measurement, Mr. Phipps?
As soon as the pouches came off the plane.
Now, did you open the pouches?
No, sir, that's against the law. To tell you the truth, those pouches aren't easy to open. Not that I tried or anything.
Your Honor, let the record show that these are the very same bags of heroin entered into evidence as Exhibits 5 and 6. Would you weigh these, please, Mr. Phipps? Weigh them just as you would, as if they were just off the plane. And now, if you would read out the weight on the scale, loud and clear, so everybody can hear you.
4.82 pounds.
4.82 pounds, exactly what it weighed at the airport. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Phipps. My congratulations to Detective DeBrino. When he frames a suspect, he does so to the very ounce. Thank you very much, Mr. Phipps. No further questions.
May I sit down now?
Yes, please.
You're gonna miss the closing arguments.
I don't think the judge wants me there. I don't know why. Do you? Do you have any aspirin?
Are you kidding? I'm a working pharmacy. So, how are you feeling about Kevin DeBrino these days?
Well, I'm still questioning his commitment.
But not whether he's lying.
No, not at all.
Too?
Yeah. Now, are we remodeling again? Is that what this is?
No. I just want to find out about this room.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
What's going on?
I know it sounds crazy, but I think this place is haunted. Really, things are being moved, books are flying off shelves, and then that voice, that eerie female voice, like an echo.
Yeah.
What?
Come on. Come on.
Where are we going?
Come on.
I don't think this is such a good idea.
That's all right.
Yeah, this is like a spaceship from Alien.
Oh, don't do that to me. It's not just me, right?
Chief, Miss Farmer.
I assume you have a key for this little hideaway. Next time, not on company time.
Sorry, Chief.
You ought to be ashamed.
Shouldn't it? A desperate cop. A broken toy. A man in search of redemption, trying to please a demanding boss. A past that Detective DeBrino would like to leave at any cost. Is 21 minutes enough time to plant drugs in an innocent man's car? You bet it is. Members of the jury, it's the U.S. Attorney's burden to prove that my client is guilty of these heinous accusations. If you have any reasonable doubt, you cannot convict Eduardo Castillo. That is the law. And it's your obligation to administer that law.
But the reasonable doubt in this case is all based on Mr. Skoll's dissection of 21 minutes. 21 minutes in which the following is supposed to have occurred. 7 minutes that Detective DeBrino took to go from the diner to the car, and we know that happened. And the 7 minutes to go back again. We know that happened. That's 14 minutes. And then 7 minutes in which Detective DeBrino is supposed to have opened Mr. Castillo's car trunk without Mr. Castillo's keys, jimmied open the diplomatic pouches, weighed out the heroin to the very ounce, standing there in the street, put it in the diplomatic pouches, sealed up the diplomatic pouches, closed the trunk, repaired the trunk, and then made his way back, I suppose, as if nothing had happened. Is that your instinct of what went down? Or is it telling you that Eduardo Castillo shipped illegal drugs into this country under cover of diplomatic immunity and sold them to our children? Mr. Scholes is asking you to consider reasonable doubt. I ask you to consider 6 kids. 6 dead kids. Of that, there is no doubt. Thank you.
Officers Macklin, Joe, Fletcher, listen up. Report case number 10892, theft from armory. Listed 03 Springfields, 4 count. Listed U.S. rifle caliber 30 M1s. Listed description, shoulder fired, clip fed. Right, son, that's why I'm talking. Get your pencils moving. Officer Harris, you are the young man that lost a squad car. Your report listed said you could have taken the keys out. Could have met would have, and they had a baby named Shoulda. The keys go with you. Officer, is that clear? Madam Foreman, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
What say you, Madam Foreman?
In the matter of the People versus Eduardo Castillo, on the charge of distribution of heroin and possession with intent to distribute, we find the defendant guilty.
Chief. Beautiful night, isn't it? Smell the cherry blossom?
Yeah.
Night.
Good night.
Kevin, do you love Claire?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Then stick with her.
See you tomorrow.